And it is a great pleasure to do our second contest this year. We had one contest done last year, and this is a second contest. And I would like to thank each and every contestant and each and every role holder today. Without each and every one of you, this contest will not be possible. The way we are going to run the contest is we will have the international speech contest first. We will have a 5 minutes break after that. And then we will have our evaluation speech contest. As the experienced Toastmasters here might know, evaluation speech contest needs a test speech that is evaluated by the evaluation contestants. And we have a evaluation test speaker today. Now, let us start the international speech contest. We have 3 contestants here. And before I start, I would like to ask our chief judge if the judges, ballot counters, and timers have been briefed.
Yes, contest chair, the judges and ballot counter has been briefed, and we are ready for the contest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Judge Sabaria. So the order of international speech is we have 3 contestants today. The first contestant is Kathy Rick Draper. The second contestant is Arthur Chibwana. And the third contestant is Ricky Su. The way we will run this is after the first contestant completes their speech, the judges will be given 1 minute to mark their ballot papers. Similarly for the second and the third speech. And at the end of the last speech, which is the third speech, the judges will be given 1 more minute. The judges will be given 2 minutes in total at the end to mark their ballots and send it to the ballot counters. And then the ballot counters and chief judge will work together to give us the results. Without further ado, I would like to ask our first contestant, Kathy Rick Draper, whether you're able to hear and see me, Kathy.
I can hear and see you.
And I can confirm that I can also hear and see you. And as mentioned by our Sergeant at Arms, please do turn off your videos. If it is possible, please do turn off your videos. So the only video that will be turned on would be that of the contestant and the timer. Everyone else, it will be great if we can please switch off your videos. Okay, thank you so much. Let me introduce Kathy Rick Draper. Try. Kathy Rick Draper.
My destination is just ahead. I'm almost there. Ma'am, I need to turn on my siren. Rear, rear. Right now, I'm feeling quite a bit of emotions. The first off is I'm really excited because I'm almost there. The second is relief because my back is killing me. And the third is embarrassment because the nice police officer behind me is turning on his siren to let the people at the finish line know that the last participant in the half marathon is about to cross the finish line. That would be me. Yeah, it's really embarrassing coming in last, but if you look at it in perspective, I did the training and I finished the race. There are people that didn't even take the first step. There are people that actually didn't finish the race. And the young lady ahead of me is being checked out by the paramedics in the ambulance. So looking at that, I did finish. My question to you is, if you had come in last, would you try again? Do you think I tried again? Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest, I am going to challenge you to get out there and try new things. There are so many different benefits to trying new things that is why I'm going to challenge you. The first off is you can gain confidence. How does confidence happen when you come in last? Well, it means you keep going, because I ended up finishing 3 more races, and I finished them 40 minutes faster. And just to clarify, I did not come in last. That builds confidence by continuing to keep going on. Just think of the Olympic athletes. They don't give up when they have a wipeout. They just keep going. I want you to keep going. The next thing is you can learn so much about yourself. What did I learn? Well, first off, when you're at the event, it's awesome because there's people on both sides. They're cheering. They might be carrying signs. On the weekend when we trained, we'd go around the beautiful lake and there'd be all these people there. I'm very much a people person, if you can tell. But on the weekday, everyday training, I'm out there as a race walker. It takes forever and I'm all by myself. That's just not a good fit. The other thing I became aware of is that I have a long torso and short legs. So I'm working really, really hard, but I'm not covering much ground. It's kind of like a dachshund among greyhounds. The next thing that is really important is it can actually help your brain. I don't know about you. Could you use a better brain? I know I can. Sign me up. It helps increase the neural pathways in the blood flow. It can actually increase creativity, and it can stave off Alzheimer's and dementia. The next thing it can do is create community. When I started this had been kind of a bucket list item. I found a program called Team in Training. And what they do is they give you, teach you the equipment, the nutrition, the coaching, and help you train for your event. And in turn, you raise money for the blood cancers, leukemia and lymphoma. At the time, I didn't know anybody who had any of those diseases, but along the way, I met many people, their families that were dealing with that, survivors. It was great to meet all of these people. Later on that year, I got married. And just 3 weeks after that, I got the call. My mom has cancer. Stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a gut punch when you get that call. Have you ever gotten that call? Has it somebody you love, your child, a sibling, a spouse, a parent? At first it's a gut punch, and the next thing is that helpless feeling that it's all at the mercy of the doctors. You don't know what to do. And that's when the community I had become a part of came back into my life, and I'm on the other side. My challenge to you is to get out there and try something new. When I say try, when I, as a coach, work with people, I'm working on mindset. When I hear the word try, that pretty much is not a commitment. I mean, try is like deciding you're going to learn how to swim, but you're going to dip your toe in the water. You need to dive in. You need to at least get on the steps and get into the water. So I challenge you not to just try. I want you to get out there and do something new in 2022. I'm showing you a picture of how all of those benefits in just this one situation for me had worked out. What could you do that could improve your 2022? Whether it's taking a course that can improve your career or just help you with some other hobby that you're doing. I know I personally have chosen I'm going to work on my Tai Chi and get certified to work with people with PTSD. And also I'm going to try pickleball. I'm going to get out there and learn all those skills. I love tennis. Pickleball's got to be fun. My challenge to you is, what are you going to do in 2022? I'm going to challenge you. What will you do? I'm going to double No, wait, I want you to know how serious I am. I am going to triple dog dare you to get out there and do something in 2022 that's going to make an improvement for you. Contest master.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Now we will give 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots. Can I please request you, timer, to please take account of the 1 minute. Thank you very much.
plus
Thank you very much, Teresa.
43 plus.
Now we go to the second contestant of the international speech, and that is Arthur Chibwana. Arthur, can you hear me and can you see me?
I can hear you. I can see you, contest chair.
I can confirm that I can also hear you and I can see you clearly. And we have in this contest ensured that the timer is on the top left by ensuring that the timer has raised their hand.
I can confirm, I can see the timer and she's raised her hand.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Welcome, Arthur Chibwana. No impossibilities. No impossibilities, Arthur Chibwana.
Raise your hand if you have had a rough upbringing, not so privileged. I believe you have raised your hand. And also, raise your hand if you turned your life around because of a mother. I believe you have. Contest chair, I have a story to tell you. When I was a child, I had a mother who was, in today's language, so gangster. She's a mother who was focused. Did I tell you, contest chair and fellow club members, that my mother gave me 7 canes because I got a 93 in mathematics? 7 canes for failing to hit 100. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but in hindsight, that was something that fulfilled my mother. Scoring an 80 to an 89% did not mean anything. It was a high for me, but it was not a high for her. My mother thought 100 was a perfect score. I do believe you share the same. Mothers love their children. They want their children to succeed. The pain of growing up in a very poor family affected my mother. She wanted an identity. She was coming from a community that never respected her family. Why? There was no one educated in her family. She never wanted to see that continue over and over. generation after generation. Contest chair, I want to tell you something. When I was in primary 5, my perfectionist gangster mother colluded with the teacher. Basically, what they wanted was, whenever I played, she would do me gangster at home. I told you about Kenny because she never wanted me to fail. If you fail even 9 out of 10, that wasn't good enough. I would go back home. If I get a 9.5 out of 10, I'd go back home with sad man. And you come home, the first thing she says is, may I have your notebooks? You haven't even had your lunch. Mom wants your notebooks. I would provide the notebook with a sad face. Every time I did not make a 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, she would say, there are no impossibilities. You can always do better, my child. I felt so under pressure. Whenever I got 100 out of 100, it was celebration for her. She would give me money. My son, this is good. You're doing well. She would give me money. She would motivate me. Whenever you fail, you're dead. Even the choice of the subjects that you were taking, she would have a hand. At one point, I had made a mistake in class, and a nun who was our teacher called my mother. What do I do with your son? And my mom said, you can do whatever. We want discipline. Children must be fully disciplined. The nun called me in her office and told me, I am not going to give you any caning punishment. You're not going to sweep the floor. You're not going to clean the toilets. What I'm going to do with you is something simple. You have to write in this hardcover, sorry, I will never do this again. Starting from the first page to the last page. I thought it was impossible, and the nun taught me nothing is impossible. You are going to do it. I started scribbling, and scribbled. And by end of day, I was done, and that was my punishment. I learned a lot from the exercise. From my mother's actions, from my teacher's actions, I learned that nothing was impossible. In fact, as long as you put your mind to it, this is going to work for you. I took with me the advice all along my career path. I thought my mother thought I was an innocent child, and that I was under pressure to impress her. At one point, I was communicating a message to her, telling her, Mom, my girlfriend and I are expecting. I thought she would be mad, and she said, no impossibilities, my son. No impossibilities. I'm like, Mom, really? She's like, yeah. There are no impossibilities. Anything can happen. So I took the advice, I take the advice up to now. Whenever I'm faced with a situation, that is a statement that moves me forward. There are no limits to anyone's life, no limits to anyone's career. The sky is just the beginning of greatness. You can decide to stop where the sky is, or you can see the sky as the beginning of excellence. There are no impossibilities. My mother was gangster. She taught me the lessons the hard way. I learned it that you can do anything. Contest chair.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Now I would request the timer to please give 1 minute for the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much, Teresa. Thank you very much, timer. Now we go to the third contestant of this meeting, Ricky Su. Ricky, are you able to hear me and see me?
Yes, clearly.
I can confirm that I can hear you and I can see you also. Can you confirm you can see the timer?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Please welcome Ricky Su with a speech entitled, I Voted for Myself. I voted for myself, Ricky Su.
Fellow Toastmasters, now is the time you are waiting for. The award ceremony. And the best table topics goes to Ricky Su. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've won for the 5th time in this month. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to win awards? Come with me. We go from one club to another, chasing after victory. I even kept records for myself. The clubs I went to, the speeches I did, the awards I got. Then I compiled and came up with the results. Best table topics, 30%, meaning 3 out of 10 times I would be the table topics winner. Not because I was good, but because many speakers were new speakers. How about best evaluator? 20%. Best speaker, 10%, not so good. So to improve my results, I voted for myself. Yes, I voted for myself every single time. Every vote counts, right? What if there's a tie? Then my vote would make a huge difference. But my plan didn't work out every time. Sometimes I won. Sometimes I learned. As I won and I learned, I won and I learned. One day, I learned the most. It was 3 years ago. I just came out of a Toastmasters Club meeting. I have not won anything for the past 3 weeks. I was dejected, disappointed, about to go into depression. I wondered, why am I here in Toastmasters? Am I here just to keep on chasing after awards? I asked myself why I joined Toastmasters in the first place. To be a better speaker, to connect with positive, like-minded people like you, or to meet my dream, lovely girl. Of course, it's never about winning awards. But look at me, what had I become? An award hunter every night. I couldn't live on like this anymore. I must change. So I decided I would stop voting for myself. Yes, I stopped voting for myself. And for the others also. When the voting box comes to me, I just pass it on. When the polling comes on screen, I just ignored it. Why? Out of sight, out of mind. For less I engage myself in voting, for less I think about awards. And the more I can stay true to my purposes in Toastmasters. I've been doing so for the past 3 years. My number of awards has gone down. But whenever I win one, it feels different. It feels good that people still recognize me without me trying to make it happen. Now I found myself able to concentrate and enjoy a meeting. I found myself able to connect with wonderful people in Toastmasters. As for my dream girl, she has not yet found me. Ladies and gentlemen, have you found yourself in the same situation? I'm not saying you can't go after awards, but those awards could take our attention away from other fun parts of Toastmasters. I'm not saying you can't vote for yourself. If you've done a great job, by all means, please give yourself a vote. What I'm saying is vote for the learning. Vote for your self-development. Vote for your service to fellow members. Choose what is important. Focus on what sustains. And I believe you will enjoy your Toastmasters journey even more. Contest check.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Can I please request timer to please give 1 minute so that the judges can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much, Teresa. Thank you very much, timer. And actually, because this is the last speech, can I please request that we give 1 more minute to the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Teresa. So we have come to the end of the International Speech Contest for Personal Growth Leaders. I would like all of us to please switch on your video and audio and give a huge round of applause to all the contestants. And switch on the video and audio and let's give a huge round of applause. While the judges are compiling the scores and giving it to the ballot counters and chief judge, we will have the presentation of certificates and interview of the contestants for the International Speech Contest. So I would like to welcome Kathy Rick Draper to the virtual stage. Are you there, Kathy?
It won't let me turn on my video. It says that the host is good.
So Mitch,
Okay.
is it possible to enable the chat window?
Because it's a contest, we have kind of
Okay.
said that it's
Okay, no problem.
not
Okay.
When I click on start video, it won't let me turn it on. It says that the host has stopped it, which clearly other people can.
And we have Zoom Master, could you move us to the breakout room, please? The ballot counter and the chief judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Judge.
I see
And
other
Zoom
people
Master.
on.
You're still having issue, Kathy, with the,
Yep, it says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
I could turn my video on and off.
Yeah, I know. I see everybody else doing it, but I don't know why I can't. I guess
That's
Kushal, you're
strange.
special. Isn't that weird?
that's strange.
Oh, okay. Now it says.
Good.
Now it says, sorry, I moved
Welcome
my.
back, Kathy.
Sorry,
I'm not
y'all.
sure how that happened. Maybe someone clicked the wrong button. That happens. I think we are all humans. Okay, so let me share the screen. Let's give a huge round of applause to Kathy for participating in Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest. Here's your certificate of participation, Kathy. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for participating.
Thank you. It's always fun.
I would
love
like
fun.
to ask you a question, Kathy.
Sure.
Actually, two questions.
Uh-oh.
The first question is, what motivates you to participate in contests?
I think the one thing that I like about contest with Toastmasters is that it actually takes all the tools that you use through pathways and puts them all together, and then you get to present them. It also, I have kind of a competitive streak. Clearly, with doing like half marathons, that's just not, my body's not built for that. I do have a little competitive streak, but actually, it's pathways, it's learning how to craft a speech. And my goal in life is to actually become like a motivational or inspirational speaker. For those of you that know me, know a little bit about my journey, that I want to be able to help more people. So that the competition helps me hone those skills and hopefully along the way, because someday I have a long-term goal that I've already discussed with my mentor. I would like to become an accredited speaker. That's a big long-term goal, but it's a different style of speaking, but it's actually kind of fun to craft a story and hopefully get my audience to think a little bit about something that might change their lives.
Thank you very much for your answer. And a corresponding question. What would you say to the members so that they can start contesting in these contests? put their name forward as a contestant. What are your suggestions to the members so that they can do that? Thank you.
Think about what your why was when you came into Toastmasters. I know everybody comes in for different reasons. Some people are very timid or they need it for work, things like that. Competition, some people enjoy competitions, some people don't. In my case, I enjoy it and I learn from it. But I see people, they have the opportunity to be able to touch lives. And if that's part of why you came into Toastmasters, this is a great thing. It's a great tool to expand your reach, get to know other people. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love this club so much, is because I've gotten to meet people all over the world. Some countries I was completely unfamiliar with that now I want to go visit because I've got friends there, you know. So competing kind of expands that. It's kind of been an interesting situation this year that I qualified to go in my districted clubs. I qualified to go to area in a couple of different clubs. So I had to choose which one. So I had to be strategic about that, you know, but I enjoy being able to help people. So if your goal is to stretch yourself, competitions this type of competition, especially if you're not an athlete, you could be this kind of, this could be your athletic event, you know, and you learn something along the way. You learn about yourself. You become a better speaker. And I just shared earlier that I just rejoined Toastmasters 2 years ago. Well, my first meeting was 2 years ago today. And I had to learn a lot about video, Zoom, skills that if COVID, I'm not saying COVID is a great thing, but if COVID hadn't happened, I wouldn't have been pushed into learning those things. And so that is a blessing in itself. You learn new skills as you compete.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Yes, everyone is unique. And if that uniqueness points to participating in contests, I think people should actually do that. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to welcome our second contestant, Arthur Chibwana, to the virtual stage. Welcome, Arthur. And let me
Thank you.
show you your certificate of participation. Huge round of applause to Arthur for participating in the International Speech Contest for Personal Growth Leaders. Arthur, question for you. You participated last year in the contest, Personal Growth Leaders, and you participated this year as well. Is it something that you love doing, participating in the contests? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Contest Chair. Indeed, I believe that contests push you to the limit. And every new contest is a new experience, which means you have to come up with ideas, new ideas. You have to learn certain skills. You have to utilize feedback that you receive from colleagues or other members of Toastmasters. So I considered contests as an opportunity for me to grow. Just like my friend, I also want to become an accredited speaker at some point. So if I have to become one, I have to become better. And if I have to become better, I have to be contesting every now and then so that I can improve my skills. So I'm not stopping now. I'm going to contest and contest and contest, even next year.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Thank you so much for motivating us. And thanks to Kathy as well for motivating us with her speech. Now I'd like to invite the third speaker of the International Speech Contest, Ricky Su, to the virtual stage. Welcome, Ricky.
Thank you, Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen.
And Ricky, here is your certificate of participation. Huge round of applause to Ricky. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ricky, a question for you. You recently joined Personal Growth Leaders and you have immediately taken part in the contest. do you always like participating in the contest? Is that what you like?
Yes, for fun. I have nothing better to do. And also I want to challenge myself. And I've been doing this in almost every contest season, except when I was district officer. Yeah, Somesh.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Thank you for your amazing contribution today in terms of being the International Speech Contest.
My pleasure.
Now,
Thank you.
we have unfortunately gone quite a bit about time because we started a bit late. So maybe we'll still go with a comfort break if it's okay with everyone. We'll come back at 5 past the hour, whatever time your time zone you are in. So it is going to be nearly 2:50 p.m. here in Ireland. So 5 minutes. We'll take a 5 minutes break and we'll come back and we'll start the evaluation speech contest. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Timer, can we please give 1 minute to the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Teresa, for showing us the time. And thank you very much, Elena, for helping with moving the second contestant to the main room. So we have the evaluation speech contestant number 2, Anvita Hegde. Anvita, can you confirm that you can hear me and see me?
Yes, I can hear and see you.
I can also confirm that I can hear and see you. Can you please confirm you can see the timer?
I can see the timer.
Okay, thank you very much. Evaluation speech contestant number 2, Anvita Hegde.
Success comes when you bounce back after hitting rock bottom. Beautiful lines said by Toastmaster Falik Adiba. Good day, Toastmasters, guests, and to Toastmaster Falik Adiba in particular. Coming to the positives of your speech. Number 1, I was captivated by your opening. When you asked, do you remember? And then you gave a very effective pause over there. I was able to recall all the times I failed in my first attempt. It was very effective. The second thing which I liked is your fantastic presence of mind. You used humor in unexpected places and surprised me. For example, when you came near to the screen and said that your PhD may be rejected or that no one will tell that I will fail. In such a serious conversation, you brought in that humor part. The timing was just perfect. The third thing I liked is your expression. When you spoke about success, I could see the happiness in your face. When you spoke about failure, you were a bit serious. And your gestures were matching your words. For example, when you spoke about first attempt, you showed one on your fingers. When you said, remember, you pointed it to your mind. Because of all this, I was able to visualize your entire speech. I have few suggestions for you. I felt that you can lower your voice during the emotional moments of your speech because the tone and pitch during your emotional moments match that of the normal moments. For example, you could have lowered your voice while uttering these sentences. I was terminated from my job. I was sad and disappointed. By lowering your voice, you can make people feel the sadness. The second suggestion I have for you is related to prop usage. I felt that in your speech, there was a scope to use props. For example, at one point, you said, note down all your successes. You were gesturing in the air. Instead of that, probably you could have taken a sheet of paper or a notebook, because using a prop will create drama around it. It will capture the attention, acts as a hook, and will emphasize your point. Coming back to the positives again, I liked the character orientation. The second character was that of your kid. When you were addressing your kid, you were turning to the left. I really felt that your kid was present there because of that. Your conclusion was all rounded because your title was about first attempt, your opening was about first attempt, and then when you concluded it, you also mentioned about your first attempt, along with being forceful in your conclusion, because in your tone, you added a punch when you said, do not quit. It was very motivational. To summarize, great content, structure, expressions, few improvement during the sad moments will elevate your speech. Back to the contest chair.
Thank you very much, Anvita, for your evaluation speech. Now I would request timer to give 1 minute for the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much, timer. Can I please request the Zoom master to please move the contestant number 4 back to the breakout room, please? Zoom master.
Okay.
Has the contestant number 4 been moved to the breakout room?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Thank you very much. And we don't have, the contestant number 5 is also in the breakout room. Can you please confirm, Zoom master?
Contestant number 5 is in the breakout room.
Okay. Thank you very much. With that confirmed, I'd like to welcome our contestant number 3, Kathy Draper. Kathy, can you please confirm you can hear and see me?
I can hear and see you. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yes, I can as well. And can you confirm, please, that you can see the timer?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Evaluation speech, contestant number 3, Kathy Draper.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially Falik. I really loved this speech. It was so heartwarming. You have amazing body language and your facial expressions were amazing. The acronym for FAIL, the first attempt in learning, was perfect. I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions to use forward, but it's hard to find suggestions when somebody is so great on a speech. I would suggest at the end, you mentioned try one more time, but your theme had been fail. So do you want us to try or do you want us to fail again? it sounded like you were setting this up for creating a wall of failure to create that wall of success. So I just wanted to make sure it sounded like you were telling us to try, but are we trying to fail in order to get to success? I'd like you to maybe mention a couple more examples on failure, or even how you're going to teach fail perhaps to your child that you shared within the story. That might be another example of going into the fail theme on this, because we do know that it's just another learning experience. One little tip that I'd like to suggest is regarding Zoom. I noticed that it appears that you have overhead lighting, because I could see the light coming down on your shoulder. If you were to take the overhead light away, I think, although we could see your facial expressions and they were amazing, if you turn off the overhead light, you'll get the glow from your computer and it will light up your face. We'll be able to see your face a little bit better. Just one little tip. One thing I'd like to challenge you on, I really feel that this is a contest level speech. You used fail and you shared the acronym at the beginning, but you just mentioned failing at the end. It would be good, especially if perhaps it was a contest speech, create it into a foundational phrase. What a foundational phrase is, if you've ever listened to an inspirational speaker and there was a phrase that they repeated several times, it's something that makes you memorable as a speaker. So I challenge you to bring that in at least 3 times, because you did it at the beginning. You talked about fail, but you didn't really bring up the first attempt in learning. Maybe if you brought that in a little bit more, so that it just makes you more memorable as a speaker on there. Just little tips that could help punch up the speech a little bit more. I really, really enjoyed it. So just think about the Zoom lighting so that we can see your gorgeous face a little bit more. Think about the foundational phrase. And do you want us to try, or do you want us to fail more? Because that was kind of the theme going throughout. I look forward to the next time I get the opportunity to hear you speak. Thank you so much. Thank you, Contest Master.
Thank you very much, Kathy, for your evaluation speech. Now I'd request a timer to please give 1 minute to the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, timer, for indicating that 1 minute is over. And I see that our evaluation contestant number 4, Satyanarayana Venkatesh, is in as well. Satya, can you confirm that you can see and hear me?
Yes, I can. I confirm that I can see and hear you.
I can also confirm that I can see and hear you. Can you please confirm if you're able to see the timer?
Yes, I'm able to see the timer.
Thank you very much, Satya. Evaluation speech contestant number 4, Satyanarayana Venkatesh.
Thank you, contest chair. Good day to fellow Toastmasters. Congratulations to the speaker, Falik. Excellent speech, highly motivational. I liked your speech very much. Essentially, you brought in George Bernard Shaw, Edison, with their quotations. You added a lot of flavor into your speech. And the fact about even if you fail in your life many times, which I have had also been experiencing, but you have to get up and start moving forward in life. That's a great message for any audience for that matter. Your speech had a logical structure. You brought in an extent of emotion, when you brought in your mother and also your child into your speech, into the story, as well as when you said that your job got terminated, I felt very bad about it, whatever may be the circumstances of the failure of the case. The third part, which I loved very much about your speech, is your vocal variety. When you get up in the morning, you don't feel like, I'll fail today. You said in so much of impact. I like the vocal variety as well as the gestures of showing your child in your arms and looking at your mother. All your facial expression, body language, and other gestures was very impressive. I liked it very much. If I were to give a suggestion for further speeches, I found, though you mentioned that you couldn't succeed in the PhD for the first time, second time you succeeded. Because of your child's birth, you couldn't complete your PhD. Job got terminated, but second time over, you succeeded. I would have liked to see what did you do differently to succeed the second time around and pass the PhD program. That was what I was looking forward to, because it was a good tip for me also to see and understand what one has to do if fails. What are the different steps one can take if we were to come out of the failure? In summary, I found that your speech has been highly motivational, a logical structure with your personal story, personal example, with emotional content into it. Only if you add some more detail into that as to how you did your PhD or how did you got over your failures, the example that you had given, though relevant, was looking forward for some more detail. With that, I conclude my evaluation. Back to contestant. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Satyanarayana, for your evaluation. Now I would request a timer to please give 1 minute to the judges so that they can mark their ballot papers. Thank you very much, Teresa. Thank you very much, Teresa, for giving us the time. Well, I see our evaluation speech contestant number 5, Ricky Su, is in the main room. Welcome, Ricky. Can you please confirm that you can hear me and see me? Did you say something? I did not hear. We are not able to hear you, Ricky. No, unfortunately, still not able to hear you.
Testing.
Yes.
Testing. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear
No
me
worries.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, I can hear you.
Yeah, the audio could be a little bit more loud, but it's okay if you're not able to do it.
Okay, can you allow me to make some changes if you don't mind? Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah, the audio is coming a little bit low volume. So if you can do anything to increase it a little bit, that'll be good.
I'm sorry. I think I'll try to be louder.
No worries. It's okay. It's okay. So I think we'll need to manage with that.
Okay, sure. Am I loud enough? Am I
Yeah,
loud enough?
I think it's okay. It's okay. If you can probably try and project your voice, it should be okay.
Sure. I will. Thank you.
Can you please confirm that you can see and hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can you confirm that you can see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Evaluation contestant number 5, Ricky Su.
First attempt in learning. For the first time, I learned this empowering definition. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Falik for bouncing back from her first time and now sharing important lessons to us. And Falik, from the opening, I feel connected to you. As you ask question, do you remember? Yes, I remember. And as you share the feeling of being inadequate, I can share the feeling of being a failure. So I feel like I was on the same page with you and I wanted to listen to you more. Secondly, you have persuaded me with logic. As you quoted from George Shaw, Thomas Edison, you even make use of the phenomenon called metamorphosis. Please strengthen your arguments and make your speech more evidence-based. And more importantly, you have appealed to my emotion with your own story as you shared what happened 7 years ago and how you were at the bottom of your life and how you bounced back. You kept me on the edge of my chair. Last but not least, you have impacted me with the learning, what it means to be FAIL, what does it mean to be having experience, and with your call to action at the end, I know what to do next time when I face failure. And you make me want to listen more and want to see more also. That brings me to the first suggestion, that is, you could consider giving me a full screen experience by standing up, distancing yourself away from the device so that the audience could see your full body language and you could make use of the stage to walk about and make yourself more commanding as well. That turns you from a speaker into an orator. Secondly, I feel you could make your speech even more solid by adding on the how you bounce back from your failures. What exactly happened? You could just quote one single story, and then I feel that will elevate your speech from being persuasive to even touching. And that will also give the audience some pointers what to do when we have similar situation. In summary, with your speech, I feel connected to you. It is persuasive, it is appealing, it is impactful. I suggested you consider standing up and adding some meat into your story. And with that, I believe you will be even more impactful, even on this international speaking stage. And you will touch more souls, and in no time, you'll be a greater speaker. Thank you, Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Ricky, for your evaluation. Now, can I please request a timer, Teresa Carolyn, to give 2 minutes to the judges, because this was the last evaluation speech, so that they can mark their ballot and send in their results to the ballot counter and chief judge. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Teresa, for giving us the time. Now I'll request everyone to please switch on their cameras and even the microphones and give a huge round of applause to all the contestants. Yeah, I'd requested our Zoom master to spotlight all the contestants, and we will do this. We will do the giving of certificates through that. If you're not speaking, please do mute your microphones. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Zoom Master, for spotlighting all the contestants. We have 2 more contestants to go, I would say. Thank you very much. And I would like to share the certificate. A huge round of applause to Rosiana for the contesting in the evaluation speech contest. Here's a certificate of participation. And we have the next contestant was Anvita. Huge round of applause to Anvita. Next, Kathy. Huge round of applause to Kathy. Next, Satya. Huge round of applause to Satya. And Ricky. Huge round of applause to Ricky. Thank you very much, all the contestants, for participating in the evaluation speech contest. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Zoom Master, have the chief judge and the judges been moved to the breakout room?
One ballot counter needs to enter the breakout room.
Okay, thank you very much. While this is being tabulated, the results are being tabulated by the chief judge, ballot counters, and judges. Probably we can have some discussion here between the participants. Maybe if you can switch on the videos, participants, we can have a discussion here. Okay, thank you. So what is it about evaluation that you want to participate in an evaluation contest? Just give a quick 1 sentence, everyone, so that other people do not get time to think about. So let's start with Rosiana. 1 sentence.
Improvement.
Okay, 1 word, even better. Yes, Anvita?
It is fun to analyze a speech.
Excellent. Who's the third is Kathy, yes?
It's something that I know I need to improve to be a better speaker, and actually I was a judge at a contest one time and realized what would actually make me become a better evaluator. And last year in the contest, I came in last. So I'm like, I'm determined to get better.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it was probably more than a sentence, but that's fine. And next is Satya, please.
Yeah, one tends to do a lot of practicing before we come to the contest. That makes it more, you naturally get improved as you in the club also subsequently. That helps, in fact.
Thank you very much, Satya. And Ricky?
Evaluation is I standing on the sideline, listening to the speaker and helping him or her to do even better. And he or she is standing on the center, in the center.
Thank you very much, Ricky. What else? Maybe we can, Zoom Master, maybe we can stop the spotlight now. Huge round of applause to all the contestants. We can stop the spotlight and maybe we can have one topic with everyone again. While we get the result from the judging team. Okay, so let's take one topic again. I see that some of the Toastmasters International members are members of many clubs. How does one take that decision to take up membership of multiple clubs? What is the basis of that decision? Anyone wants to volunteer? Okay. Probably we'll say Kaushal. Thank you. And then Kathy after that.
As Mr. Contest Chair and fellow Toastmasters and guests, I think every club has a different flavor. And just as you might not even want to eat the same food every meal, as much as it may be your favorite food, you may want to try out other foods. So you may want to try out other clubs. I used to be just a one club guy. I would never join a second club. But lately, especially during this pandemic, I've been exploring other clubs. I'm really glad I learned about this club because it has its own advanced approach to Toastmasters that I find very refreshing. I've also visited and was a member of a comedy-based club, which was a good experience, but I thought the comedy was too clean, so I quit that club. And it's always great to see other clubs and be involved in them, because it helps you become a more well-rounded Toastmaster. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Kaushal, for showing us with your insights. Did you also want to go, Kathy? I'd seen your hand raised. Thank you.
Sure. I actually, right now, I'm in 4 clubs. I'm probably going to drop one of them, but each, like Kushal said, each club has a different personality. That's one of the reasons why I think it's good to visit at least once or twice. This club specifically had my interest because its theme was personal growth. I've got my own little personal growth library because that's just something that I've always been interested in for years. My main club is in Wichita, Kansas, and I love that club. It's got its own personality. I have one club that I'm probably not going to renew because they have a tendency to get into politics and anti-vaccine, or that seems to be the speeches that always get done. So it's just, you have to find a feel. The other club that I'm in is in Kansas City, so I'm usually always there remote, but their meetings are so much fun. I haven't met any of these people, even though they're like 3 hours away, but each club has a personality. So I think it's important, especially when somebody's just discovering Toastmasters, to try out different clubs. Almost everybody who's in an advanced club usually is in another club because that usually there's a dual requirement on those. But I love this club because they've always been super supportive, and I just love meeting all the amazing people all over the world. So I'll be around for a long time.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Thank you. It's a great insight by both of you in terms of how each club has its own personality, its own uniqueness, which really gives us a different type of experience, even though the format would be quite similar, but the experience would be different because the individuals in the club are different and every individual gives their own unique flavor. And the conglomeration of the group or the cohort of those individuals, again, create a different perspective to the club. It's really quite an interesting dynamics that we see in Toastmasters International. I have not seen the white smoke yet in terms of the results. So it looks like the judges and the judging team are having a challenging time to find the to find the order of the contestants, how they performed. So let's take another topic then, because we haven't heard about the result. And the topic is, there is a saying that says that nothing succeeds like success. It's a saying, nothing succeeds like success. Anyone wants to comment on that? Okay, Teresa, you want to go ahead?
I think, Mr. Contest Chair, even when you said that sentence, nothing succeeds like success. I mean, the feeling is that, yes, I can do this. And I think when you get on that momentum train that you can do something, it really moves you ahead. And when you're working so hard and you're focused so hard on what you're doing, you naturally have all these endorphins going off and saying, you're doing a wonderful job. And even if there is an obstacle, usually these obstacles are simply just a little blip, and you can sort of just get over it because you feel so focused that you feel that you can succeed. So success does give more success. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Teresa. I think we have the results now. And if you don't mind, I'll just put that in results in the certificates, just so that results I can show in the form of a certificate. So please excuse me for a moment while I type that in here. Right, apologies for the delay. Now we will announce the results in the order that is, we'll first go to the international, no, actually we'll go to the evaluation speech contest first. We'll announce the evaluation speech contest first, and then, and in the order of 3, 2, 1. So for the evaluation speech, Personal Growth Leaders 2022 evaluation speech, the second runner-up is, are you seeing the screen? Kathy. Huge round of applause to Kathy. The first runner-up is Ricky. Huge round of applause to Ricky. And the winner is Anvita Hegde. Huge round of applause to Anvita. Now coming to the next contest, which is the international speech. Third place, we have Ricky. Huge round of applause to Ricky. Second place, we have Arthur. Huge round of applause to Arthur. And the winner of international speech contest is Kathy. So thank you so much, everyone, for the wonderful contribution that you all have done in terms of contesting and taking up the roles. It has really appreciated. There's so much effort being put in by each and every person. Lots of blood and sweat, if you want to say it that way. And thank you so much for your contribution today. Very much appreciated. A huge round of applause to each and everyone who has. So it's like a pat in the back for everyone who is in here and given up their best as a performance. And with that, I would like to conclude this session, and I'll stop the recording. But yes, Sabria. We'll take a picture before that. Thank you very
because
much.
that's still